Hello and welcome to Star Citizen Sunday with me, Ryan, aka Mac. This is a weekly show which covers everything from the world of Star Citizen over the past week. Links to everything discussed can be found in the description below, so let's get on with it. So this week we see the progress of the female character, we get a peek at the Caterpillar habitation module, plus details on the Outlaw station. For anyone who is interested in supporting me and my channel, please head over to my Patreon page, as your support really helps me get shows like this out to you. The link is in the description. So this week's Around the Verse was episode 100. This is a part 1 of possibly 4 parts, definitely 3 parts. They started off by saying that 2.5 is not locked down yet, but they can guarantee more to explore, plus 1 flyable ship. New grey polo shirts are available also. And instead of the news from Around the Verse, there is a new LA studio deep dive, focusing purely on the LA studio. They started off by mentioning the female rig, which they are working to make it exactly like the male rig to allow the characters to work in engine, basically. It won't look the same, obviously, but it works in the exact same way. They're also adding the same tech to the Van Dull. In animation, they are updating the enter and exit, and you're going to be using your W and shift keys to dynamically change the speed which you're getting into the ship. So you don't click on the ship with one button to get in faster. You can use your W key to speed up, or hold your shift key to really move yourself and get into your ship or get out of your ship much faster. He says it speeds you up about 5 to 8 seconds faster. The ones we see on the screen don't seem too fast compared to the originals, but it's going to be very useful in a serious situation where perhaps you're being fired upon and you don't want your dawdling character to sort of climb up the ladder and get into the ship. You want him to get in there fast. So it'll be really useful when they implement that. Also, they're working on the item system 2.0. They say it's a major milestone coming to a close. This is going to really change everything about the Crusade, well, about the Persistent Universe, and how you interact with your ships, your environment, your person. Very important to get this in, and it's going to be one of the best milestones I think we will have in a long while. In ATV Behind the Scenes, we looked at the female character. Now, they wanted something generic but realistic, and after sculpturing, they add the textures, and then it goes into the engine and they update the shaders to make it look more realistic. Currently, they say there's a lot of work to do, as well as animations and clothing fittings and so forth, but it's coming along, and it does look very cool. It looks very realistic. I'll show you a picture, actually, of the character work that's been done for Squadron 42. This is obviously your A-list characters. This was on Sandy Gardner's Facebook. Very cool. It's just going to be incredible when we get to see these characters up close and personal in Squadron 42. After that, Chris Roberts did an LA studio tour. I'll probably put that in the corner somewhere so you can watch it. If you do want to watch the full thing, head over to ATV and follow the time links. Ship shape, this week we had a little Caterpillar. Now, it wasn't a very in-depth look, but it's working on the tractor beam room, which is on the opposite side of the command module. You'll have a clear view of the right side of the ship. Very useful for when you're trying to put cargo in and out of your ship. I don't know how it will work, but it's going to be fun. He did mention during this video that the completion of it is several months away. Now, this doesn't mean that this was recorded yesterday or this week. It could have been recorded months ago, but it's looking like there is still a lot of work to go with it, so it's not likely to be for 2.5, possibly not even 2.6, but do not hold me to that. We'll have to wait and see. So the most valuable post goes to Money Shot for his metal Star Citizen themed emblems. Very cool. I love all this merchandise that's coming out that isn't even officially made. It's such great quality. In fact, if anyone knows where I can get some of those little Star Citizen coasters, I'd much appreciate. I'll try and find an image so you can see what I'm talking about, but they are so cool. Anyway, they're talking about changes, which we will talk about a little later in Reverse the Verse. They are evolving and improving the quality of the content they put out. They will be showing more and talking less. He says there's some amazing stuff coming. If you don't know, these videos are sponsored by the subscribers, which I'm a subscriber. I pay $10 a month to Star Citizen, to the Robert Space Industries, to help fund the development and to get the community content out to us. You can pledge $20, so if you are interested, do follow the links below in the description. I'll try and find a way to get you to get the links for you. They're also going to concentrate on other studios to bring out videos of what they're up to. Later this month, the changes will be coming in. There are more segments coming to the 100th episode of for the celebration of this Around the Verse. As I say, this is just part 1. Part 2 will be up next week. And finally, the sneak peek was the Caterpillar, the habitational work in progress. Now, this is going to be one hell of a ship. Most excited for the Caterpillar. I just wish it was available now. Anyway, that was Around the Verse. Let me know your thoughts. So in Reverse the Verse this week, there was just Tyler Whitkin and Jared. Alexis and Ben were on some well-deserved vacation. They started off by mentioning about the Gamescom booth, which is going to be modelled after the bridge of an Idris. Now, it's not a huge 3D model, so don't get your hopes up that you're going to be able to sit in the cockpit or whatever. It's more of just sort of like a wraparound. They're going to showcase 2.5, and possibly, if they can get it ready, show an early build of 2.6. They will be broadcasting live from the show floor all of the 5 days. There's going to be lots of giveaways, even for those who are watching the live stream. You don't just have to be there. It's going to be a big 5-day celebration. I wish I could go, but it might not be possible, which is a shame, but never mind. ATV 100, they mentioned about this. Obviously, as we know, it's the 100th episode of Around the Verse. Now, it was going to be a 2-hour-long episode, but they said they're going to spread it out over a handful. So again, like I said before, 3 episodes, maybe even 4. We will see tours of other offices. Also, the long-awaited 4-minute music video from the Big Benny's theme. It has a story, apparently, and this is to do with the footage that they collected from us all regarding Big Benny's. The video changes that are going forward. There's going to be some cooler stuff. The older videos were intentionally raw so that you could see the people, but because it's growing and it's getting a much bigger sort of studio, they said it's time to evolve and become more professional. And I agree, because there are a lot of people who are joining now who haven't been from the very start. And at the very start, we're very forgiving for the rawness. We like to see that. We like to see the people. But now with the amount of investment and the newer people coming in, they want to make it more professional, a bit more like you see like a Blizzard presentation and so forth. It's no longer a basement studio. They won't lose the raw personality, but it will be more professional. They're currently in a learning process to create more professional footage and videos, so it should get better over time. There is a poll for subscribers to vote for your favourite segments. For me, I voted for Ship Shape because I just love seeing the ships. There's likely not to be a 10-4 anymore. Now, they're experimenting with a new 10-4 style format. It won't likely be called 10-4 either. I know Ben said something about Citizen Talk, which is the internal name. It's not going to be what it's called. They was going to put it up this week, but they wanted some footage and they couldn't get it, so it's likely to be next week. They will also likely be replacing ATV and RTV with a new format. They are actively looking for feedback from us. It's not just the poll that will determine what happens. Things like Lawmaker's Guide to the Galaxy will be its sort of own segment, not in ATV. It's going to be its own video. It'll be sharing the Wednesday spot with Bug Smashers. So one week it'll be Bug Smashers. The next it will be Lawmakers. On the Wednesday the 6th, this coming Wednesday, it is the Terra system, the centre of the universe. Very, very cool. They also mentioned that at Gamescom they will be having a bar meetup every night during the Gamescom event. So when they finish and the venue shuts, they will be going to a pub. It'll be very informal. You'll just be able to meet everyone. And then for the last 2 days, they'll have a bigger meetup, which, man, I wish I could go. Anyway, Q&A. Someone asked about the Org 2.0 status and what's going on with it. They say they can't go into detail, but it's going very, very well. They are on track for when it's planned to be released, but they can't say when. And it's not really Org 2.0 anymore. Obviously, with Org 2.0, we're getting forums, chat, a proper friends list, and so on and so forth. This is still going to be in, but then they realised that they want it to sync in-game and not just for orgs. So it's going to be an entire communication platform. There's going to be bespoke forums. And they did say that Star Citizen is so bespoke, so it needs to be bespoke compared to like the vanilla. So they're modding all sorts of stuff to make it work properly with Star Citizen. They did say the chat is going to be very similar to Discord, which is a good thing because Discord is excellent. They said even if we get half of the things in, it's going to be incredible. They shoot for the moon, and if they miss, they land among the stars. So that's quite nice. Anyway, the next question is, will there be a 2.4.2 patch? And they say, no, 2.4.1 was the last patch for the 2.4 stream. But if all goes to crap and things go wrong, then they will be forced to do a 2.4.2. But they are, at the moment, full force to get 2.5 out to us. Third question, will the Caterpillar have other weaponry other than the turrets? And he says that Elwin will be on the show next week, so they'll ask him. It's not fair to take it away from him because these people are very proud of what they're producing, and I understand that completely. Next question, will ShipShape have its own show? They say the plan is for all the segments to have their own thing. It's not finalised yet, but it's on the table. I would love to see it. I think ShipShape needs to have its own separate show because they could go into so much more detail if they did. Question after that was regarding the character development and if there's anything changed. They say they have not started it yet still. There's some pre-build things that needs to happen first, and they are waiting on resources. Next question, with the upcoming Grimhex Outlaw Station, will there be more Outlaw outfits and missions? Now, because they're not 2.5 feature locked, they can't say 100%, so they don't know exactly what will be in, so they can't give out specific information as to what we'll see. They said the pirate station is similar to Nyx. It will be within an asteroid, and it's going to be much bigger than you think. There'll be parts where you can EVA, parts that are incomplete, and it's going to be located in the yellow asteroid belt. Also, walking around, you may find some sort of murder scenes. Grungier clothing is being worked on, so Frontier-style clothing is being worked on. And the chances are we will see new clothing. They did say that that is the plan, but because 2.5 isn't locked, they cannot guarantee it'll be in.
Next question, will we see more of the Caterpillar in ATV 100? And they say yes, obviously this week we saw the habitation module. Next week it'll be the cargo module, and then the week after that will be the engineering module. Now if they get a fourth episode or a fourth part to ATV 100, then they'll try and bring some more of the Caterpillar there. Second to last question, does the Caterpillar come with other command modules? They say not right now, but maybe in the future, but it's going to be the standard for the time being. And the final question, when do you plan to lock 2.5, or the features of it? They say things are fluid and change, there's no publisher, so the deadlines are not in place, which is the whole point of getting this game created. Publisher free, they can take the time about it, no one's going to be breathing down the neck, or that's the plan anyway. But they set a goal and then they see what they can get in. They will be branching very soon, which means we'll get it in our hands even sooner. Most excited for 2.5. Anyway, that was Reverse the Verse. Let me know your thoughts, guys. So also this week we had a Reverse the Verse subscriber edition. Now this is the Austin engineering team. A lot of what they talk about is back-end stuff that pretty much goes over my head when it comes to this sort of technology. If you are interested in knowing exactly what they said, do watch it for yourselves. I will try and bring you what I could understand. So basically they work on a lot of important back-end services like the friends, the persistence, the instance managers. They are the first line of defense if something goes wrong once a patch is released, and they often stay up very late in the night trying to make sure that we can play the game. So first of all, they mentioned that persistence is very important. It was a huge development milestone. It was always going to come. It was always something that was definitely needed, but we're experiencing it as it is being developed openly. So it's not a sexy feature, but it was expected, and it did require a lot of work, and they've done so well to get it out to us. It was mentioned about the scale of Star Citizen, and in particular itemization. Now, World of Warcraft, your character has hundreds of items persisting with that character. Star Citizen ships alone are already in the thousands, and players could have up to 50,000 items associated with each player. This has never been seen before, and with thousands of players online, each with 50,000 items, that's a lot of data, so there's a lot of services going in to try and get this right. They did say that they will have multiple services ready, so if one goes down, then others will instantly turn on, so they are sort of covering their backs in certain areas. And for the Q&A, I have only picked out 3 questions, as a lot of them was very in-depth technical stuff, which, as I say, goes straight over my head. The question was an insight to patch reduction progress. Obviously, we want these patches a lot smaller so that we can download them much quicker. They say it's one of the biggest projects that they are working on currently. It won't just affect players, it will affect internal development as well, because obviously they have to download each patch. So they are really concentrating on getting it done. Next question, what are you doing to stop cheaters and bot grinding? And they say that they have a lot of things in place, but they don't want to actually say what they are, because if they tell people what they are, because then it'll be easy for those people to figure out how to get around them. So they're keeping that completely secret, and I completely agree with that. I'm glad they're doing that. Last question is to do with the client frame rate and the server frame rate and what's happening, because at the moment the server and the client are not communicating properly. So you'll be saying that you have decent frame rate, but you will actually have 5, 4, 3, eye-bleeding frames. Now they say the client is your graphics frame rate, so that is your personal frame rate dependent on your hardware. They are not locked together, and they say that the optimization is a deep rabbit hole. Now, they have many tricks in the bag, and what we see is nothing like what it'll be. They have a wide range of things that they can optimize, and they're optimizing little bits here and there, but not more at the moment, because that actually comes later on in development. Optimization is something they would do more sort of final, although I have heard good things about getting the frames similar to what we see in the hangar or in Arena Commander, so if they can achieve that, then we'll be singing and dancing, that's for sure. But at the moment, they're not pushing the boat out too far, they're just making it so it's playable while they work on other features. So do be patient, frame rates will improve. Anyway, that was a short and sweet Reverse the Verse sub-edition. Let me know your thoughts. Again, links are in the description should you want to watch it yourself. So also this week, we get a glimpse into the Shubin Interstellar with a new portfolio post. There is a new data cache titled The Taveran Plan, which I'm yet to read, so no spoilers, please. Bug Smashers episode 27 is up, and finally, a new line of polo shirts are available. Check the links if you are interested in purchasing one.
If you are still to sign up to the RSI website, please use my referral code as shown on screen or in the description, and you'll receive 5,000 United Earth credits, which can be spent in the Voyager Direct store for your ships, your character, or whatever you choose. You don't have to spend anything to sign up. It's only once you pledge that I'll be granted an RP point, which will get me some little rewards in the future. So that brings us to the end of the show. Thank you for watching, and thank you to our subscribers, plus a massive thank you to our patrons as you make this possible. If you like what we do and want to help us make it better, follow the link in the description to our Patreon page to learn more.